Are you training your children to make decisions?
Welcome to Parenting Matters Now, a source of parenting advice a few minutes at a time.
Hi, it's Dr. Roger Smith of Parenting Matters Now. I'm standing in the foyer of my home, and as you can see over my shoulders, there's two different paths here. There's a door over here, and then there's another entry, and so this is just an example or a situation where we can say we train our children to make decisions. And if we were standing here with our child and say, I want you to go to the kitchen and get something for me in return. And there's two different ways of going to the kitchen, among other decisions that they would make. But this is a very simple example of how we are training our children to be decisive in life. And some of us are more prone to be able to manage lots of decisions, lots of choices. And my wife is one of those that can look at, a massive number and realize that she wants this one item or this one decision. Whereas whenever I go to a restaurant or other places, if the menu has more than 5 or 6 or 7 items on it, it really just kind of locks me up. And so I am one who needs to make choices from a fewer number of selections. And so each of us has our own tolerance, and your children will be that way. They can choose between two things, but they may not be able to choose between 5 things. But it is our responsibility as parents to give them opportunities to practice decision making and to know that uh, each choice has a consequence. And that's the benefit of a board game that has not a clear path. They come to a fork in the road and they choose one way or the other, and they bear the consequences of their choice. And so, in this situation of in my foyer, and if we were having a child go to the different place and return, and we were going to time them, or we were going to see how precise they were, they would have to decide which is quicker, which has less obstacles, which could be they could be more careful. Different things enter into the two choices that they have of going those different ways. So that's the benefits of games like scavenger hunts and all kinds of things where there's some degree of strategy that is practice in making decisions and bearing the consequences in a situation where it really has low impact. And so, uh, but just know this, that decision making capacity is really a character trait that can be developed. And we as parents need to think of that when we are giving them the choice between the red cup and the green cup, rather than making the choice for them. And so those are situations where we are developing the character of looking at uh, opportunities or options and saying, I want curtain number 3. And know that it may not be the prize that they want when they get it. So consequences in life help train our capacity to make decisions, and be careful not to short circuit that and to do the thinking for them. You may think along with them. You say, if you choose this option, then this is the likely outcome. If you choose the other option, this is the likely outcome, or things that you will be facing as a consequence of that choice. The choice is yours. And so, obviously, you want to give them wholesome choices as you're training them to endure the repercussions of their choices. And as time goes on, they have more options that some of them are not actually a good choice. And our child sometimes will even make those. And really hard as the parent not to rescue them from their choice when they choose not to take a sweater or a jacket when we really know they should. Let them endure or let them feel the discomfort of being a little cold. I'm not talking about life threatening chill, but I'm talking about discomfort. It does help them to make better choices when they make a bad one. Over time, it develops the character trait of decisiveness. Dr. Roger Smith of Parenting Matters Now.
Subscribe to Parenting Matters Now for more advice, or go to rogersmithmd.com to search for more topics. See you next time.